The distance around the sink drain is 3.8 centimeters. Estimate the circumference. Use 3.14 for pi and round your answer to the nearest whole number. Do not include the units in your answer. Let's start with a sketch. So a sink drain is round, and it says that we're going to look at the distance across. So as soon as I start thinking about distance across a round object, I know that I'm talking about the diameter. And the diameter here is 3.8 centimeters. So knowing that I have the diameter, that's going to help me when I'm working to estimate the circumference. Since I have figured out that I was given the diameter, I'm going to use the formula for circumference that is pi times diameter. That's going to be the most efficient formula for me. So that's the one that I'll use, and I'll substitute what I have. I'm finding the circumference. I'm told in the problem to use 3.14 for pi, so that's what I'll put here. And then I'm going to multiply that by the diameter, 3.18. That multiplication gives me a product of 11.932. Now, from here, you're supposed to read the instructions that say, round your answer to the nearest whole number. So to round this to the nearest whole number, I'll look at the whole numbers that I have, look at the first value that comes, which is the 9 that's in the tens place, and I'm going to use that to round up because the 9 would round us up. I'm going to round to the nearest whole number, which will give me a total of 12, and so 12 centimeters will be my estimate. If you chose the answer that the circumference equals 11.932, you're actually not wrong. The circumference is 9.32. That's one of the possible estimates. Unfortunately, you either didn't read the instructions about rounding or you weren't really sure how to round. I'm not sure. Maybe you skipped it. My guess is you missed it or you forgot about it. There are a lot of steps in here. I'm going to be clear about that, right? Even if you don't do the sketch, you do need to figure out when you read that you have the diameter, then you need to figure out which formula, then you need to substitute, then you need to calculate. And so it's very possible that in the process of that, you forgot about this last step. But without that step, you get the answer wrong because you haven't done what the question asked. So maybe going back and making sure each time that you do this that you have actually followed the instructions and that you've done every step that was asked for in the problem.